Hey, it's Amy Cesari, author and illustrator of The Coloring Book of Shadows. And this is a video I colored live on Facebook. So it is raw and unscripted, but hopefully it gives you some inspiration and ideas on how to color your own magical stuff. So thanks for watching. Just how I do backgrounds, because they're really fun and sometimes they're intimidating. The only thing about them is they do take a lot of time. Because you just have to keep going back over it. But basically, you start by coloring the whole thing kind of in the lightest color, which I've already done a bunch of in this lightest yellow. So kind of lightly and without really caring much, just like color it all like I've done down there. And then you can start layering in the darker colors on the edges. So I'll kind of show you how I did it around the cards. And I'm going for, as you can see on this card, I'm trying to shade mostly the right hand and the bottom side to give it that look that the light is coming from the top. Like this was the one I did last time. And you can see the shadows a little darker on the right and the bottom. So it doesn't have to be perfect. You could go all the way around, but that's just kind of what I'm trying for on the whole page. Yeah, y'all. So, yeah, I'm just I went grocery shopping and did all the Saturday morning stuff. It's Saturday, isn't it? Yeah, it's Saturday. That's what I thought. And then I thought I would just do some coloring, give myself a chance to play a little bit and just do something different since I haven't been doing it much. Cool. So, and different, I picked orange and yellow because I don't usually use them. So I thought that was kind of cool. And the Wheel of Fortune card from this set. I looked at a picture of all of these, and the Wheel of Fortune's colors are like orange and yellow, and that stood out for me a lot, so that's why I picked it. Haha. And it's sunny and kind of cool. It's like a really nice day. All of a sudden it's spring, which is awesome. Okay, so sorry, getting ahead of myself. So I colored the whole thing a light yellow, and then I'm using 4 different colors, 2 yellows and 2 oranges. But you could totally do this with 3 or 2 different colors. But really just go from the lightest and then do a little bit darker, the second darkest yellow. And then this third color, the orange. And then the darkest one, which I haven't done yet. And these orange pencils are really saturated, so it's probably more, I've put it on heavier than I had originally expected in my mind. But that's all right. Still looks cool, right? Yes. Maybe even better because you can see it more. It is more intense than what I was going for. I was going for a subtle glow. And this is a little more in your face. Okay. So around the Hanged Man, let's see, am I still on the camera? So this is I have the lightest yellow already down, and now I'm doing the kind of this medium yellow. And I'm going to go all the way around just to give it depth, and then only darken with the orange on the right and the bottom. So just to add a little bit, and around this too. So I'm going for the right and the bottom to try to give it a little bit of dimension in the shadow, just for fun. And thanks for watching. Hi, happy Saturday if you're here. Color along too, get out your pencils. Would be so fun. Okay, so this is the second lightest yellow, and I'm kind of just circling the Death card. And Temperance. Just a little bit of outlining. And then I get the medium orange. And I'm gonna try to keep it thin and subtle, which is not my strength. I go all the way. But you can see how that starts to come together. So that's the medium orange, and you could totally leave it. Oops, the top, I wasn't supposed to do that. That's all right. I'll just stop while I'm ahead and go back to the bottom and the right. Hi, Nadine. And who else? Bella. Hi, Bella. And then the darkest orange. Woo. And just a tiny bit. And it's slow, like these backgrounds really take a lot of time. And just keep going back like up in this corner. See, I'm gonna like go back. But they're meditative and fun because you just have your 4 pencils out or whatever you're using. And just keep, if you look at it from a distance, which is hard to do because my tripod is too short, I can't show you from a distance. But in your real life, you could stand up and look at it from a distance and then just kind of see where you need to add more, etc. Okay, but I'm gonna go. So the death card looks pretty good. I might get like my medium yellow and just do the top. And then while I'm at it, like this space up here between these 4 cards, what am I doing? I'm going to, like, this is my medium yellow. I'm going to like blend it all so it looks dark on the edge, and then that center spot is, just while I'm there, so that center spot is the lightest. Yeah. Cool. So that one looks pretty cool. And then the edges, just something to keep looking at and then going over, just like I did that card. So like you see in this page, I eventually went pretty dark with the darker pencils. It just takes a while to get there. So starting with the lightest one, just you don't have to go crazy with the outlining or anything of the lightest colors. You can just always blend over it. So just go real simple with it. Just go do everything first in the lightest. And I'm watching Coraline too. Oh, hi, Alyssa. It's fun to watch. Oh, good. It's fun to do. Glad it's fun to watch and not boring. Yay. Yeah, it's fun. It's really fun to do. And it doesn't have to be perfect, you know. It's like you can always make it darker. Like if you feel like you messed up or whatever, you can just keep darkening it and it works out. So I think but they do take a little bit of time. So like if you're expecting it to happen in 10 minutes, you will probably be disappointed. Okay. And I have a piece of paper underneath just to, it helps, like especially if you have something colored on the other side already, you should really put a piece of paper, but it helps anyway. I usually just try to put one under. Okay. So that's pretty good in yellow. Let's see, is my lighting okay? Yeah, I think I'm fine. Now I have the 2 oranges, but it could just be 1. You don't have to use 4 colors. And then just a little bit on the edges of the lightest orange. And the darkest orange. So like I'm gonna go real heavy on that leaf is getting rattled. That's okay. Maybe I'll make it brown. Ha! Make it a fall leaf. Okay, and then the darkest orange, kind of go in there a little bit. But you can see it's subtle, but it's starting to come together. Oh, and the side of this temperance card needs to be done. So I'm shading, if you just joined us, I'm going to do the side of the cards, the right and the bottom of the sides of the cards and the objects a little darker. And then this is where, like, if you can control your pencil and do it real light, you can start dark at the edge and then like try to go really light and blend it out, because this is a really saturated orange. These are the Faber-Castell, I'm probably pronouncing it like a Californian, Polychromos from Germany. And they're awesome, but they're really saturated. So which is great, but it can be if you accidentally go too hard, you can like go really fast with them. So it's good to be able to control, like, and be able to go dark and then to really light. You can practice it. And that helps with shading. Like that. Oh, hi. Do you pronounce your name Ellie? I've always wanted to know. Thanks for watching. Yeah, so now I have the darkest orange, and I've I've blended those out a little bit. Now I'm just going to line it with the darkest one. Yay! It's so fun to color. I've been trying to set up a schedule where like I do it every week, but it always seems to fall to the wayside, especially if I'm working on a book. It's really hard to find the extra creative time, but like every time I do it, I'm like, why don't I do this more? It's so fun. So anyway, I'm going to try to sneak on. If I was better at scheduling things, I could schedule it and tell you when ahead of time. But I'll try to sneak on and do it like at least once a week, right? Come on. So fun. Okay, so that's a lot of orange in there, but I think it actually looks pretty good. I'm just going to get a little bit of my darkest yellow and blend the whole thing in the middle. You pronounce it like Alice. Oh, cool. Alice. I love it. That's a beautiful name. Who wouldn't want to be called Alice? I think that was one of my favorite movies of modern movies. They took it off Netflix. The Alice in Wonderland Through the Looking Glass, the newer one. I don't know why. I loved it. With Sacha Baron Cohen as Time. Something about it. Just like, she was the captain of a ship and like, so cool. I loved that part. Did anyone else see that, or was it just me? Okay, so now that I have some of the orange, you see how that is coming together? It's kind of cool. Right. Yeah. So that's kind of like how I do it. And then just to show you like this space up here, the bottom of this candle, like I want to shade around the bottom of this candle to kind of keep going with that bottom and right side shading to make it look a little, give that depth, and then leave the top a little more light. But also darken just a little bit around it to give it depth. So that's like the medium yellow, where just to darken around it. I won't do orange on this side. I'll just leave it light. Yay! Oh, you've learned a lot from this sharing. That's awesome. I'm glad. I'll try to do it more because I really do enjoy it. I just, you know, I'm super introverted. And sometimes it seems like it'll be a big deal. And then every time I do it, I'm like, oh, that was like really fun to actually talk to people and do live coloring. It used to make me really nervous just to color, even though it was fun. I used to get nervous, but now it's, even just after a couple times, it was not as nerve-wracking. You know, like when you share your first thing or stand up in front of the class or whatever. It's so funny. Your nickname is Alice in Wonderland, Alice? Aw, that's awesome. Okay, and then, so now let's see, I did like a little bit of orange shading on this flower. And see how it's like rough in there? Maybe, I think you can see the detail. Anyway, it's like a little, I didn't do very well. I'm impatient, so I didn't, and then I colored all the leaves orange, but that's fine. You can totally go over it, or I can. I can, since I'm the one coloring this. Okay, so see here, I went maybe I did a little more orangey than I wanted, but that's okay. I'll just blend it in. And now my darkest orange again. I gotta stop myself there because sometimes the pencils really do take over, but that's okay. Just keep blending it in. It's a happy accident, right? Okay. All right. And then I'm just gonna take my well, actually I did a crappy job there. So this flower, I gotta do a little bit of the darkest orange. Meow, meow, meow. And then get the lighter yellow and blend it all in this little section here in between all these items. Like press really hard and then go lighter if you can. Pencil control, haha. Cool. So that space looks pretty awesome, I think. Good. Yeah, so that's like how I do those backgrounds, and then just keep going, and like I jump around from spot, like I'll just grab, like see here, it's a little rough. So I'll get that medium orange and I'll go back and like just try to fix it up a little bit. And then just keep going, and eventually you'll be done. Oh, yeah, I know. Oh, I'm so glad. You know, Alice, you've been sharing for a long time, but it's so cool. And because you always add your own drawings too. I know it's hard. Like, I always feel like that too. But you know what? You shouldn't ever let it stop you if you want to do art, because it's so fun. And sometimes sharing it is important. So I think the next thing I want to do, I won't do it today, but I'll do it sometime this week, is like how I did these crystals. I don't have the pencils out, otherwise I do it really quick. But how I did these like aura crystals or whatever they're called. I think that's what they're called. Yep. They're I actually don't own any. They're like a man-made thing, I think, but they look really cool in coloring. And a lot of people really like them. They're pretty cool crystals. So I will show you next time. I think I'm going to plan to do that. But that's how I do backgrounds. And just keep going with darker colors and then blending it back in. Now I can't stop. Okay. We'll leave it at that. And then soon enough, I think sometime, one of the days this week, like, I don't know, Wednesday or Tuesday or something like that, I'll show you how I do the crystals. Yeah, that would be really fun. So thank you for watching, and I hope you have fun doing your backgrounds. Post a picture if you try it, and I'll do another one soon, because this was really fun and I appreciate you coming to watch. All right, so have a good weekend.